Yo, hello. Oh, I gotta turn the video. Yo, hello, ladies and gentlemen. To anybody watching this, just got out of work. I'm on the way home. It's Saturday today. Well, I guess you know that because I'm gonna post the video today. Remember, I said one thing that I'm adding this year is I'm posting a video every week, right? But I'm also posting it the day that I record it, because last year, or even all of the videos that I was posting, like let's say, like the past maybe like 6 videos, right? I had posted them like back to back because I needed to catch up to start posting the same day that I recorded the video, to post it that same day, right? Because, for example, like if I'm giving out an outlook on GBP/USD, de nada le va a servir. It's not gonna be worth it for people to watch it in 2 weeks. I mean, yes, it's still gonna teach them knowledge, and it's still gonna be, history for me and for me to track and come back later in the future. But if I give an outlook that GBP/USD is gonna sell or something, and I post it like in 2 weeks, then people are gonna miss out on the trade, right? If they decide to take the outlook, and I mean, you should never trade in the beginning. Yes, signals is okay, right? But you should always strive to trade for yourself and find buys and sells and chart and do the chart up and everything. That takes me to the point of today. Today I'm gonna do a weekend chart up, Sunday chart up, but I'm gonna do it today, Saturday, so I'm just gonna do it later. We're gonna go over that later as well. So let these cars pass. Right, driving and thinking and doing the drive talk, right? You have to be focused, right? I have to be focused because I don't want to I will not crash, right? And all these other beautiful people are here. God's children are also driving and trying to make it home safely, right? So whenever you're driving, you got to be careful. You got to be on it, because it's not only your life that's at risk. All of these people driving next to me, you don't know if they have their kids. You don't know if they have their mothers, their wives, their brand new babies their brand new born babies, right? So drive safely. Never drive under the influence. I'm getting off topic, but today, I remember I had talked about this, I think in a couple previous videos, when I said that when I talked about how Tim Grover and how Tim Grover mentioned that Kobe and Michael Jordan every year added something new to their game. I think I talked about a couple videos ago, right? And I had mentioned that I was adding something new to my game this year, which was obviously only taking 3 trades a day max. Actually only 3 trades max, right? And I've only failed, I think, twice or once the whole year. Ooh, look at that Fox body. Hopefully you guys can see it because I'm recording with the, man, I just love cars, man. I'm gonna have one of those eventually too. Mine's gonna be with the 5.0. I want to put a 5.0 motor in everything. It might be even a 5.2. Why not, right? But back to my point, 5.0 motor, supercharged and whatever over there, right? And look, another pretty cool lifted truck over here. But back to the point is, we're gonna go over. Oh, actually, I'm losing track because of all of these cars. And right now, look, I see what are those called? The Tesla trucks. Crazy, those shits are ugly. They look like cockroaches. Shout out Freddy LSX, which is a future homie that I'm gonna have. I'm gonna be racing freaking Freddy LSX eventually with my supercars, right? Because I do want to buy a supercar in Texas and drive it over here to California, right? Eventually that's gonna happen once I earn it, right? And though all of these cars and all of these trucks I have to earn, right, that I want. Back to the point is, today I was late to work, right? And I had mentioned that I was gonna add it also to my year, besides the working out every single day and 3 trades a day only. I was also gonna add to my game not being late to work, because I mean, I can't lie. I can't lie to myself. I've been late to work almost every day this week. Whether it's 5 minutes late, whether it's 10 minutes late, whether it's 13 minutes, whether it's 15 minutes late. Late is late. It doesn't matter if you're late by a minute or 10 or 20. Being late is late, right? So what I told myself today in the morning, or actually no, not today in the morning, yesterday, I told myself, you know what? If I am late tomorrow and I put it on everything, and once I said it, once I spoke it into existence, I knew that I had to I do it, because or else what I'm gonna say is going to happen, and it did happen. So today I woke up around, I enter work, I enter my 9 to 5, which is I call it my 9 to 5 just because it's 8 hours, but I enter at 5, right? And I have to drive, like right now I'm driving on the freeway where I'm going home. It's like about a 30-minute drive from my job, right? I don't work in the same city where I live in. I work, well, you just know it's a 30-minute drive, right? But I was late today by like 1 or 2 minutes, and since I decided to be late, I was like, you know what, I'm already late, so I'm gonna go for McDonald's. Or no, I went to McDonald's, but McDonald's was closed, and then I went to Starbucks. I got a cappuccino, just coffee and milk, and I got a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. I should have taken the bread away, because I also said I was gonna do keto diet, which is another reason, right? But I mean, the main focus is on the being late part, which is why I'm going to shave my head again, bald, right? Look at my fucking hair's already growing. And what am I gonna do? I'm gonna discipline myself. I will not be late ever again to anything, right? And it based on my own decision, right? So in order for that to be true, in order for me to make this happen, I told myself, if I am late even by a minute today, I'm going to shave my head. And guess what? I was late by like a couple minutes. So I'm going to fucking shave my head again. I didn't blow an account. I didn't lose my challenge account. I'm actually up. I'm coming back on the challenge account, and I'm up on the $100 challenge account. But I'm still shaving my head. Why? Because I failed to do something that I told myself I was gonna do, right? So whenever you fail to do something that you said you were gonna do, you have to punish yourself. Today, I'm gonna punish myself with that. I command it on you for that soul that passed. I command it on you for that soul that passed. I command it on you for that soul that passed. The only reason I said this is because somebody crashed. I don't know if you guys can see. Somebody crashed there, and there was a cross there. Or whatever. I'm gonna shave my head, and I'm also gonna hit leg day. So I'll probably record that. No, probably. I will record that. I gotta hit 3 sets. I'm gonna hit some calisthenics leg day today. I'll probably go over probably again, you see, I will go over the charts over my Sunday markups. So actually, you guys are gonna see me bald in this exact same video, just later after the workout. Oh, there's a cop right there. Let me lower the phone. Texting and driving is literally, you can get a big old ticket for that shit. Even though I'm not texting and driving, I literally have a phone in my hand. Oh man, I literally thought I was not gonna shave my head ever again, and for the reason that I, obviously not from blowing an account, but for not holding myself accountable. I said I was not going to be late, and I was still late. I have to punish myself, right? The same way when you did something good and you reward yourself, right? Like if you had a great profitable week, or if you finished reading the book that you said you were gonna read in the amount of time or whatever, you reward yourself. Or after a good workout, you reward yourself with a protein shake and a nice protein-filled meal. But if you fail, you also have to punish yourself. Me, by shaving my head, I'm going to fucking punish myself. You have to. The same way when you blow an account, you have to punish yourself. Peace and love to anybody watching this until the fucking leg day. I don't know what else to say, man. I'm kind of mad at myself, literally. But you could use this anger as either, you know what, fuck this, I'm gonna do something else. Or you could use this anger. Oh, that's a nice Subi right there. Subaru. You could use this anger as fuel into a fucking workout. Like right now, I'm about to go do a fucking leg day. Peace and love to anybody watching this. Back to fucking work.
Doctor, an MD, and he wasn't able to get the license.
Let's go.
He still came over. We're sitting in the cab. He's counting the money, and the meter gets to, I forget what the number was. I'm like, Dad tells the cab driver, stop.
And you're a little boy.
We're a little boy. I was 4 years old. He said, stop. And we're like, what's going on? And my dad goes, hey, listen, we're in a new country. I want you to enjoy the scenery. So we get out, we grab all the luggage. Excuse me, I get real emotional.
That's awesome.
And we're walking down the street.
That's awesome. You got it.
know? We're walking down the street with his luggage, and he's showing us the different scenery and so forth. Never knew he didn't have any more money in his pocket.
Wow.
But he got it.
Got you there. That's so powerful. Can you imagine that little boy walking down that street turns out to be you? Isn't that amazing?
Yeah,
Your dad sowing those seeds into you.
Yeah.
Such a. I read that story in the book, man, and I was doing what you were doing. So I'm on an airplane reading the book, and the guy next to me asked me, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm okay." But I was picturing you because I'd seen you in interviews, this little boy walking down the street, and his dad having to do that and having the ability to protect you from knowing what was actually really going on there.
And it's moments like that that define you. As long as you remember, they can define you both ways. You can look at it and say, you know what? You can use that as an excuse. My dad came to this country, he didn't have any money, he never gave me anything, he never did this, and people do that. Or you can look at it and say, he gave us everything.
Wow. Your dad is this central figure of the cleaner that I see.
Yes.
And there's another part of the book, if you don't mind talking about it real quick, but is where you learned about when you just got to get it done. You
Gotta
have to
get it done.
And so your dad, I think, worked on cadavers, is that right?
Yeah, so, you know, he came over to the country and they wouldn't accept his educational that he did, you know, and his license in India, and what he had to, in order to get it done here, it was just too much time. It was too much time, he wouldn't be able to work. So at the Northwestern University, they gave him a job as a degreaser, right? But what's a degreaser? So I don't know how medical school is taught now these days, but back then, you had cadavers, okay? And in order to preserve the cadaver, you filled it with formaldehyde so it could last the whole semester and quarter and so forth, all right? But after the quarter's over with or semester's over with, guess what? You gotta dispose of them. When they're filled with formaldehyde, they weigh anywhere from 500 to 600 pounds. So you just can't, you know, it's not like you get a garbage truck and just toss them in. So what you have to do is, there's an individual that has to take these bodies, you have to dismantle them, you know, and throw them into a furnace. Okay? That was my dad's job.
He went from where he was to doing that to provide for your family.
Exactly, to provide for the family. And that's exactly what he told me. He said, this is what you do, sometimes you have to do to provide for the family.
Doesn't he bring you in there when you're a little guy?
So if they can't afford, my parents could afford babysitters. One worked night, one worked during the day. So when there was no school, all right, my mom's resting because she just worked the night shift. All right, so guess what? We go to work with our dad. All right, we go to work with our dad. You know, my dad's in the things. You know, you can't let the kids run around. My dad's in the thing. We're in the gear and everything. He hands us saw. He goes, "This is what I do." Yeah, the bone saw. This is what I do.
How old are you, roughly, this time?
I was 6.
Oh my God.
I tried to tell people, I was the original gangster.
6 years old, you got a bone saw in your hand.
Bone saw.
What was the lesson for you from that?
Well, just like, listen, you do whatever's necessary. Just because you have this kind of status somewhere else.
Try to
Real cleaners,
set one jump rope. I failed the first one.
You're 100% right on that. Yeah. These are the guys, you don't tell them to show up early, to take extra shots, you know, to get in their treatments, you know, this is what time you're supposed to. These are the guys you gotta say, listen, enough.
Yeah.
You gotta go. Yeah. You gotta go. You've done more than your shit. Come on, that's it. You gotta reel that. But those are the individuals, you know what, the more successful you become, the smart. It's funny, you see this in sports, you deal with a lot of athletes, you know, in a different realm. But it's funny, the more successful they become, the bigger their followers and entourage become, no question, right? But your real successful people, the decisions are so freaking small.
You're literally on my question. You said one of the things you said here about that circle is you said there's a loneliness to a degree to being a cleaner. It's my next thing on here is exactly what you said. What do you mean by that? That their circle is small, or is that because there's not that many guys they can relate to? What does that mean? You said there's a loneliness to being a cleaner.
You know what? When you look at, this is what I say this. You know what the best friend becomes of a cleaner? Distance. Because you gotta distance yourself from the competition. You gotta distance yourself from your friends. Sometimes you end up distancing yourself from your family. Okay. And that's what happens. Because you start off in a small group with everybody. All right? And everyone's trying to do the same thing. And then now all of a sudden you become a little bit more successful. So you distance yourself from the people that aren't successful. They're trying to come up, and then now you take another step, so you've gone a little farther. Now listen, nobody wants to miss their kids' events. Nobody, you don't want to miss the concert, you don't want to miss their sporting event, you don't want to do this, right? It happens. It just does. So that distance, the more successful you become, you end up creating that distance. And it's funny, you know, we idolize individuals. You know, we want to sit here and we want to be part of the right clique. We want to be part of the right fraternity, sorority. We make sure you get invited to the right party. Your kids have to be in this social group. And who's the people we idolize most? The ones that stand alone. That's the ones we idolize are the ones that we stand alone. And yet you're so worried about what this person says and what this person does. If you really think about it, look at your circle, look at your entourage, okay? You think they're helping you. Okay? Majority of them holding you back.
The last 5 minutes here, you should pause this and just go replay these last 5 minutes, because everything you just said, brother, is so freaking powerful and true about success. Every single word of that. So many people are held back by worrying about what the people around them think, or actually what the other people around them say to them, rather than being willing to stand out and be bold with it. The thing about the book, anything I don't want to promote the book. I mean, selfie in the life, and the people obsessed with everybody thinks about it, and they're afraid to stand alone.
They are afraid play the standalone. You spend more time here. So we're both workout guys. We like to go to the gym. All right. How many times have you seen people in the gym? They spend more time on their playlist, taking pictures, doing stuff instead of getting their workout done.
So true.
It's just like, you know. And here's the thing. All right. You're a very intense person. I can tell.
Right.
Okay. I'm a very intense person.
Yep.
All right. We value our time.
Yes.
Okay. How do you get results in the gym? It isn't about spending 2 to 3 hours working out. People say I spend 3 hours. You didn't spend 3 hours. By the time you pulled into the parking lot, by the time you changed, got some breakfast, put your workout clothes on, talked to 8 people, did all that stuff. You were there for 3 hours. You did your 3 hours. All right. People talk about, hey, you know, you post a couple workout things and you're seeing it. You're a buff guy, or you're in great shape. All right. People say, Ed, I want to look like you. All right. I don't see what it takes to look like you. Not only in the gym, outside of the gym, the intensity that's there. You're in the gym, and I'm assuming you work out with music. You got some headphones on. You got to get a certain amount of stuff done in a certain amount of time. All right, you're in this intense stuff. Somebody comes up to you.
Yeah.
Okay, and you don't want to be rude to them. So now you take your headphones off. They ask you a question. They want to take a picture with you. I recognize you from so and so. And all right, and then the question is, how do I get to look like? Well, the one way you get to look like me is leave me that alone. So I can do and start hitting the weight. Start lifting. Yeah. It's the intensity that you have. It has to be in everything you do. You have to be an intense person in your workout. The way you eat. Okay, that's intensity. How do you fuel up your metabolism?
Let's go now, Cavs.
And you can't get into that zone, and you can't get
No, Cavs, let's get it.
and abs like that. You can't do it unless you have that intensity and you're willing to block out the distractions. We have so much access now to information.
I am
It's
strong.
really at our fingertips. You know, everything. Okay. Why are more individuals doing less? Because they're easily distracted.
Yeah. It's funny you say that because, by the way, totally true at the gym. One of the reasons we both wear headphones is to get bothered less when we're working out. Right? I want to get in there to get my work done, right? And what you said is really true. Winning in the world now is easier than ever. And the reason it's easier than ever is because it used to be about who had the information someone else didn't have. Now, except for something specialized like what you're doing with an athlete.
Right.
But for the most part, information's everywhere. Really, the separator now is work. The separator now is you busting your tail and getting distractions rid of you and getting focused on real work. Like, I really am not at the gym 3 hours, right? I'm there an hour.
Right.
And that hour, though, I'm working out or in business and not just going to the office. I was at the gym the other day. This guy goes, hey, half the battle's showing up. I'm like, no, I don't know who the frick told you that, but half the battle is not showing up. It's like none of the battle. The battle is actually, now that we're here, who's going to get these weights lifted? Who's going to move their body? When we go have lunch together, which of us going to be disciplined with what we put in our pie hole and which of us isn't, right? Like, and that's the difference for you in business. It's the stuff in this book, man.
Now, wait,
it's the ugly. It's the hell.
It is. Listen, it is all about. You know, I try to tell people it's funny. You know what? People don't hire me to deliver expected results. They hire me to deliver the unexpected. You know, that's it. So when you're that elite at what you do and you're a company myself, expected results. Why am I paying you your fee for this? You got to deliver something unexpected.
Unexpected, yeah.
Okay.
That's
what I'm hiring. That's what I'm hiring for you for. All right. Michael always used to tell me. He goes, listen. He goes, I don't pay you to train me. I pay you not to train anybody else.
I love that. Okay. And that's a great leader, by the way. A great leader gets someone unexpected results in their life, not just the things they expected. Along those lines about the work, I'm going to start giving you stuff you've said. I love this stuff. You said you don't even have to love the hard work. You got to love the result. So I think it's a fallacy that everybody thinks that the guys just love the work. Some love the work, but you don't love it all the time, right?
You don't love. Listen, I got anybody in this room right now, anybody who's filming this, anybody that's watching this, can you honestly say you love 100% about everything that you do about your job? No. There's certain things that you absolutely love, and there's other things that you can deal without. But you've got to create that end result so intensely that the work becomes irrelevant.
Let's talk about that. Stay on that. That was one of my questions. So I'm a leader. I'm a business, and I got my coolers and my closers. But I do want to develop some cleaners. Is it from a business standpoint? Is it just your example, or are there things as a business person you can do to develop?
Now I gotta do this 2 more sets again.
Are you going to say I'm a
Yo,
failure?
hello, ladies and gentlemen. As you guys can see, we're back to the freaking monk mode. All because of freaking a couple minutes of being late, right? But it's not even just about the minutes. It's about my word. I have to hold my own word accountable, right? Shout out to Grover. Let me flip the camera up.
They have talent.
So I'm gonna play this right here on the background.
Everyone's got talent in something. Okay? Everyone has talent in something. But do you have the intelligence?
The main thing is,
with that talent?
we're going over today's weekend chart of drinking some coffee, just to stay awake a little bit longer. Plus I haven't ate, so. But the main thing is, let me go over a little bit more.
Have you ever seen the size of an NFL?
We're gonna go over GBPUSD first because it was the last one that I did. We're gonna go backwards. So GBPUSD, you can pause that and read it real quick. And let me start from the top-down analysis real quick. So we're mostly bullish for GBPUSD. As you can see, we have this previous strong area of demand. Price give us this push to the upside for 2,000 pips. The second time price pushed up again from here, it only gave us 1,500 pips. and then price broke below, wicking all of this. This is on the monthly, by the way. Wicking all of this, 500 pips, which is crazy, but it still flew back above 2,000 pips. Again, right here, look at this. Price broke above 121, 2000. It's mainly 2000 the one that I'm looking at. 2000. Price broke above it and gave us 1,000 pips. Look at, we had right here this previous area of demand at 121. Price tested it again, and look, we had an instant rejection, and we're reacting bullish. I'm going over that, I think on the monthly, right at 121. So now we zoom into the weekly, and you look that right after we tested it on the weekly, we created what? A bullish engulfing candle. And what is right after the bullish engulfing candle? You got a nice higher low. And after this higher low, what do we have? We have a break of structure over here. So you zoom in a little bit more on the daily. Look at this, you can already even pinpoint on that little uptrend here. You got your nice little uptrend. I mean, I like to just keep it in my mind. But you can see just prices over an uptrend, in an uptrend now, right? So we're on the monthly, we're bearish turning bullish. On the weekly, we're bullish. On the daily, we're bullish. Obviously, now look, we had this previous area of demand, weak demand, right? Because every time you test the zone, it gets weaker. Look at how we tested it. We tested here. If price was really bullish, this is where it should have flew, and it did not fly here. So at this point in time, you could already start selling. Look, and you could have caught in the move, or you could have waited for the break below. But even then, this is already telling you that it's gonna sell. If we're not breaking highs, what are we doing? We're breaking lows. We broke below, retested it perfectly, and continued mounting. This was an A1 trade. So you just now go forward, and look, we're now back above it. The same thing that happened similar over here, bearish engulfing candle. What do we have? A bullish engulfing candle. So this is a very simple setup. We now just have to wait for price to do more price action, and perhaps give us this low. Price always does this bullshit right here. Look, it always comes below the low. It doesn't come exactly here, right? They're probably gonna do something like this. Price is gonna come, maybe fake out, and then continue. But this happens like on the 15-minute, on the 30-minute. On the daily and the 4-hour, it's just gonna be like a big wick right here. That's why you have to wait for the H4s and the daily candles. For example, this daily candle tells us a lot. It tells us that price is going to continue back up to the upside for now, right? As long as we don't have a bearish engulfing candle below this zone, which is 125, I believe. Yep, 125. So now we're waiting on GPUSD. I'll delete this, and let me put an alert just in case price gets to that zone. Actually, today's Saturday, by the way. It's not Sunday. I normally do these on Sunday, but now they're the weekend markups instead of the Sunday markups. Now let's go to the second to last was GJ. And I believe I have, I started over here. On the monthly, you could pause it and read it. And you could pause it and read it. And now let's go over GJ real quick. I had it right here. Oh, look at what. I could be more effective in what I'm doing, but you're not gonna tell me to work less. See, damn, I've been watching shit so many times that I already know. You gotta be addicted. You see, Tim Grover is my coach, man. Even if he doesn't know it. Wes Watson, Tim Grover, Bedros Kulinen, Bob Proctor, Neville. I forgot how you pronounce his name. There's so many, man. There's so many. There's so much wisdom out there. Actual useful knowledge that you could apply to anything, to your own skill set, to your own craft, whatever you do. I applied to trading and some boxing, but mainly trading. All right, so let's go back into the monthly top-down analysis. I always like to start from a top-down analysis on the monthly, the weekly, the monthly, the weekly. the monthly, the weekly, the daily, the H4 and the H1, and then the 30-minute and the 15-minute is just basically where I'll find my entry. Now we can see this is on the GBP JPY on the 3 months. Let's go into the monthly price. Obviously, if you look to the left on 207,500, which is this currently all-time high for currently, right? And not the all-time high, because the all-time highs are over here, but the last recent all-time high is 207,500. But if you look to the left side, we didn't really have a strong supply over here. You see, we had it like right here. So that's the reason I'm not stretching it all the way over here. So we're mainly focusing over here, right? But also we know that actually 195 is actually a really strong zone. That's why this one is actually stretched all the way over here, because look at this strong supply gave us this big drop of 6,000 pips. Look at this shit. And again, this is on the monthly, 6,000 pips. And where are we right now? Look at where we're at. We're right below it. And not only that, but below 207,500, we have a what? A bearish engulfing candle. Let me hop on the. We have a bearish engulfing candle. We came back. We came all the way low. Tested 180. We rejected and came back to the upside. And what did we do? We failed to continue to breaking highs. Instead, we created a what? A lower high. And price melted again. Came back to test the lower high again. And melted again. So right now we're holding above 188. But if price can break below 188, I could definitely see sales continuing to 180. And since already 180 didn't give us a lower high, I don't know why would it give us another higher high, right? If it's not breaking highs here, price might is gonna continue to weaken this support, and eventually we're gonna just drop. Maybe the first push might be a little bit more, right? Because the more you test the zone, the weaker it gets, right? Because if price was really gonna be bullish here, it should have flew here, should have broken about 195 there and continued flying, but it did not do that. What did it do? It created a lower high, saying now that this zone is no longer strong. Look at how strong it was, creating lower highs. What the fuck is this? The correct buys would be above possibly 195 and for sure above 207,500. Targeting all of this over here, look, especially this big chunk. But for now we're bearish. Let's hop into the weekly. You can see on the weekly we have this area of supply that we respected, 199. We had a little supply here, strong demand here, strong supply below, tested that strong supply again, tested that strong supply again, and we even melted below 195 again and tested with a lower high. And it's just right now the price is holding 188. This is the only something that we have to watch out for. So let's hop into the daily. Look at this on the daily. We try flipping bullish. Strong daily bullish engulfing candle, strong daily bullish engulfing candle. But look, we have now this double top right here being expected. So I wouldn't even buy right now on. I wouldn't buy GG. I just wait. And on the H4 you could actually see. Look at on the H4. On the H4 you could actually see how good it looks, even better. You can see that this is the zone right here, 193. Oh, it's really 193. Yeah, it's really 193. So we tested 193. Strong area supply gave us this big drop. You can see better on the daily. The big drop for 500 pips, a pretty big drop. Now we hop into the 4 hour and you see price is looking like a double bottom, double top, broke structure, broke lows right here. And what is this? An H4 bearish engulfing candle. Literally, dude, this shit literally looks like it's just going to melt, keep on melting. And we have this big ass chunk of liquidity here that has not been taken out. So definitely something like this. Possible shorts on GJ as soon as the market opens. Possibly you could even enter as soon as the market opens. I mean, wow, the stop loss is huge. It's 167 pip stop loss. I mean, the take profit is huge as well. You're risking 1 to 2.5. So you have to really pop. If you were to take this trade as soon as the market opens, you have to really pop like a 0.01, and that would be what, $16. 0.02 would be like 32. 0.03, yeah, you can't pop a big lot size with how big a stop loss, of a stop loss that is. So this is where you find your entries. I mean, if you already been in the trade somewhere here, look, that would have been a better trade somewhere right here. But now we just have to wait. Or we could even get a possible re-entry somewhere below the zone with a better stop loss. But the stop loss ideally would have to be above this higher, the point of no return. And if it does go over here, then price is going to continue bullish. It doesn't, right? So that's a perfect stop loss. Now let's go into USD CAD. USD CAD, I was all trading USD CAD. Actually, let me go real quick over. Look at this. The $100 challenge, we're up on it. Let me look at the trade history real quick. Just wanted to say that I've been mostly trading USD CAD. Look at this shit. All USD CAD. I had some good trades, some bad trades, but mainly good trades. And it was all USD CAD. Some GBP USD. But we've been slowly coming back. Similar on the challenger. It's still at 47, but we're taking it slowly. The main thing is not blowing the fucking account and not being emotional. This shit was like almost at like $300 away from 45, and we're back at 47. So I'm taking it rack by rack. 48, then 49, and then 50, and then 55, and then 2, and then we get the payout. And then we fucking deposit the payout in our own trading account, and we run that shit up. Steps, right? Look, mainly USD CAD. I mean, I could only be risking $500 per trade in this shit either way. What the fuck happened to the Wi-Fi? What happened to the video? Okay, there you go. I'll just pause it. But let's go over USD CAD. Oh, you see, it is a video. It's not my Wi-Fi. I'll just leave it paused. Whatever. This is what's important. USD CAD is hopping again to the monthly. On the monthly, you can see price. We had tested strong supply, gave us both of the time, gave us a big drop. We currently tested for the third time, and what is it doing? A big drop, 1.47. Look at this shit. It broke below even this zone right here, which is a longer zone. You can see strong ass supply, strong ass demand, strong ass supply. We're back below it, 144. Price is approaching 139. And we'll hop into the weekly. This monthly, on the monthly, we could possibly bearish engulf. And if it bearish engulfs, it could be a strong signal that price could even continue selling. We might even continue selling below 139, depending on what it does when price reaches to that zone. On the weekly, you can see strong ass bearish engulfing candle. I mean, look at this candle, dude. Holy shoot. This is definitely because of Trump and the tariffs and all of that. But I mean, still, we have huge moves in the market right now that we could be capitalizing on, that we should be capitalizing on. Everybody, not just me. There's enough for everybody to eat. Look at this. On the weekly, I believe this week is gonna close like this. It better not wick. If it closes like this, price is gonna definitely continue melting. Definitely. Maybe on the daily. Oh, actually I already have it. Also about to put the lower high. On the daily, we're gonna continue to test this zone, create a lower high, and maybe continue. But on the weekly, I definitely do see price closing with the weekly bearish engulfing candle. H4, still bit bearish. This is what we're looking for. Buy a little bit back up to this previous area of strong demand, weaker demand. You see, the more you test the zone, the weaker it gets. And this is where I was buying. I had gotten in literally like right in this one. Let's see if I can find the 143.35, 143.35, 143.35. Oh shit! So I was a little bit off on the entry, and I got out somewhere here. So actually, I got out perfect time. Literally, I was off. I mean, look at I was trying to catch this full chunk, right? But I mean, the correct trade is actually above 144. I was too early on the trade, but at least I still made money. And on the last one, on the last chance that on the last one I didn't. Oh, and I had gotten in sales and I didn't hold. Look at this shit. Whatever. USD CAD continuation on sales, definitely. Now let's go into UJ. Which is very similar to USD CAD. Start on the monthly. Let's see real quick. Let me drink some more coffee because I'm getting kind of. On the monthly, bullish turning bearish. On the weekly bearish, daily bearish, and H4, H1 bearish turning bullish, which the multiple time frames are not aligning. But let's hop into the monthly. You can see price tested this area over here, which is very strong on UJ. Look, 160, 160. These are big drops. This is on the monthly. Look, price gave us 30,000 pips to the downside, and then this push gave us 8,000 pips to the downside. And where are we? We're right around this zone too. And look, price already gave us a big drop. 1,000 pips. Oh, right, price already gave us a big 1,800, almost 2,000 pips. It's just that price, obviously, this previous strong area of demand held at 140. But if price can break back below 152, I definitely do see sales to continue. Back down to 140 would be the first trade, and then possibly sells below or possibly buys back above. This would be a nice chunk of solid 1,000 pips. Be a nice little maybe 2 weeks of holding the trade. But in the meantime, you could day trade sales to the downside. Well, on the weekly, look at the weekly bearish engulfing candle, even below 152. I think I had mentioned that too. Yep, weekly bearish engulfing candle below 152. And let's hop into the daily real quick. On the daily, you can see that we respected this previous area of supply at 158,500. We have a previous strong area of supply that we have not tested. We tested for the first time. For the first time, it might give us a big drop, and it did. And it actually gave you even a re-entry right here. Look at this. That shit was so clean. Strong sales all the way to over here into 152, and price instantly gave us a bullish rejection. Right, so for me to sell, I would want to see something like this. I would want to see something like this. The bearish engulfing candle below and the lower high as well. So you'd be having at least minimum 2 confirmations as well as we're overall bearish. The break below possibly be this low here, and the bearish engulfing candle and the lower high, right? Basically 3. And we have all of these lows to target.
I believe that was it. UJ, that was all the pairs for the week. Remember, I was only going to trade. I remember I am only going to trade. Yeah, it was yesterday. This was a note from yesterday. I'm only going to trade UJ, USD CAD, GJ, and GBP USD. Now, time to post and back to freaking work.